Hi. So we'll start off with the SAP PM plant maintenance. So actually, what every activity that we perform, the maintenance activity we perform in the shop floor, that is logged in the system. So consider any activity that we do in a shop floor, probably tightening of a bolt or changing of an equipment, anything, any maintenance activity that we perform on the shop floor, that is taken care by this plant maintenance module. Everything related to maintenance, we can say, basically everything that is related to a maintenance guy is taken care by the module PM plant maintenance. So we'll go have a overview of this plant maintenance. So what is the agenda of today's class? The agenda is to get to know the objectives of plant maintenance and have a overview of the plant maintenance PM and get to know the PM organization structure and to know the SAP plant maintenance system, and at the end of the class obviously question and answers. So what are the objectives of SAP PM? And the overview, SAP PM overview, what I'm saying is to understand the PM functionalities. So what are the functionalities that are involved in PM? Let us understand that functionalities first, and to get to know the technical terms that are used in the PM module or the plant maintenance module. So okay, plant maintenance is one of the modules by SAP. So plant maintenance has integration. What do you call integration? Means interlinkage or something like that with some other modules. Also SAP has a lot of modules. Some of them are, say, production planning, material management, sales and distribution, finance and accounting, controlling, asset management, etc, etc. There are a lot of modules in SAP. So one of the module is our SAP plant maintenance PM, and the ABAP is nothing but a language like C, C++. Even ABAP is some language that is tailor made for SAP. So whatever we do, we want in the system, the ABAPer creates a code, or that is already in the SAP delivery package. So either if it's a standard, it will already there, and if it is an enhancement, then an ABAPer writes the code to deliver to the clients the requirement, what the exact requirement the client needs. So basically, okay, forget all those things. Basically saying ABAP is nothing but the language where the codes are written to showcase the front end of the module, as all the modules rather, here specifically plant maintenance module, to for the customer or the client to work on it, and we will be meeting his requirements with the help of an ABAPer. Also we have the integration, plant maintenance integration with some of the modules like PP, MM, SD, FICO, asset management and all those things. More importantly, we have this material management integration and FICO integration. So what is this material management integration? When we are doing some maintenance activity, we need some material. So we want to change an equipment or we want to change a material, we need a material. So that is the integration with material management. They procure the material, store the material, and whenever we want it, they give it to us. And FICO, say there is some cost involved, say there is cost involved for the labor, cost involved for the material, lot of things, the costs are involved. So in that case, so the FICO comes into picture. So for a plant maintenance system to be implemented, basic requirement is, minimum requirement is SAP MM has to be implemented and SAP FI and FCO has to be implemented. So we'll go with the overview. So to get to know the automated recording of the maintenance work and equipment history, online and real-time update of maintenance costs integrated with FICO, integrated material master data or the MM master data, and SAP PM master data. This is the overview of the PM. Okay, we'll have this organization structure. Organization structure means how the plant maintenance organization is structured out. So at the top we have this maintenance plant. Maintenance plant is nothing but the actual plant that exists. So under that we have this maintenance planning plant. Maintenance planning plant is nothing but a virtual plant which does or plans the maintenance activity in the maintenance plant. This maintenance planning plant plans the maintenance activity in this maintenance plant. This is a virtual plant in fact. And under this planning plant we have a lot of planner groups. Planner groups are nothing but the managers who plan the maintenance activity in their own areas. So if there are 100 process lines, so each process line will have a planner group, or like say a manager who will plan the maintenance activity for that process line. So under the manager there will be a lot of people working, so each people will not be dedicated for a single cause. Say some will be responsible for electrical, some will be responsible for mechanical, some will be responsible for project, some will be for preventive maintenance, etc., etc. So we have under a planner group a lot of work centers. Each work center, but say work center 1 will be having a specific responsibility. So this work center will have a specific responsibility, this will have a specific responsibility, means this is a group of people, say 5 people, 5 people, 5 people, 5 people. So these work centers come under the planner group, which in turn comes under the maintenance planning plant, which in turn comes under the maintenance plan. So let us go with the Excel sheet here. So say the organization is XXX. Say we are implementing the SAP PM and the organization is XXX. So here what we have is factory A is there, correct? Factory B is there, factory C is there, and factory D is there. So factory A is situated, say imagine situated in Delhi, factory B say imagine situated in Bangalore, factory C say imagine situated in Mumbai, and factory D say imagine is situated in Kolkata. So this is the maintenance plant, means the actual plant which is situated or located, the actual plant is the maintenance plant. The maintenance planning plant, coming to maintenance planning plant, it is the plant, the virtual plant which plans the maintenance activity for this factory A, correct? So if factory A is there, then factory A will have a virtual maintenance planning plant which plans the activity for factory A. Similarly for factory B, factory C, factory D. Okay, so maintenance planning plant is the virtual plant which plans the maintenance activity for the maintenance plant, correct? So imagine I have, instead of Mumbai, 2 plants in Bangalore. Factory B and factory C both are located in Bangalore. So there may be a case that factory B plans the maintenance activity for factory B, and also factory B plans the maintenance activity for factory C. Means only one maintenance planning plant will plan the activity for 2 maintenance plants. So this case what happens, we'll have, if the factory A is individually planning the planning activity or maintenance activity for factory A, then it becomes a decentralized type. Here see, factory B is planning the activity for factory B and also for factory C, so this becomes a centralized type. Again factory D, similar to factory A, is only planning the activity for factory D. The factory D maintenance planning plant is planning the maintenance activity for factory D. So again this becomes a decentralized planning plant. Okay, so you are clear with maintenance plant and planning plant. Let us come to the planner group. So planner group, as I said, is the manager or a person who plans the maintenance activity in his respective area. Okay, normally it will be a manager, something like that. So say imagine we have a manager here who has 40 people under him. So out of 40 people, 10 people will be dedicated for electrical maintenance, 10 will be for mechanical maintenance, 10 people for projects, and 10 people specifically for only breakdown maintenance. So what happens, these 10 people become one work center, these 10 people become one work center, like this each 10 will become a separate work center. It can vary, I'm saying just 10 for some random example, it can vary 1, 5, 10, anything it can vary, and it will not be equal also. It will depend upon the number of people that are doing this maintenance, I mean specific responsible work. So what it means is, work center is a group of people. It can also be considered as a group of machines, but group of machines is for PPP, production planning module, and for our PM module it is always group of people. So work center is nothing but group of people for us and group of machines for production planning. So we are clear with work center, planner group, maintenance planning plant, and maintenance plant. Generally the organization structure is like this: client comes at the top, then comes the controlling area, then the company code, then maintenance plant, then maintenance planning plant, then planner group, then work center. But since we are beginners, just start off with these four. Let these three come afterwards. So initially think of the plant at the top, then comes the maintenance planning plant, then comes the planner group, then comes the work center. Okay, so we are done with the four things, so we'll go with this. Okay, where was it? Okay, so what is SAP PM plant maintenance system? Plant maintenance system is nothing but preventive maintenance. Why I'm saying preventive maintenance is, only preventive maintenance can be forecasted. Correct? Can we forecast a breakdown maintenance? No. Can we forecast a corrective maintenance? No. Actually, we if you say if you can forecast a corrective maintenance, saying after 1 week this bolt will be loosened, or after 1 week this will break down, it means you are not practicing with the best practice. Okay, so we have this jugaad separate. Here we only concentrate on the best practices. SAP says always carry out the best practices. So based on the best practice, imagine if your preventive maintenance is so good, then there will be no corrective and breakdown maintenance required. Correct? What is preventive maintenance? Preventive maintenance is to prevent the occurrence of a breakdown or a corrective. Generally we say breakdown, here we also have a corrective. Say corrective means there is a loosening of the bolt. It is not a breakdown, but we have to do some corrections for it to become normal, say like that. So SAP PM plant maintenance is system. As a system, I am saying it as a preventive maintenance, because if my preventive maintenance is 100% proper, then I won't be having a breakdown or a corrective maintenance. So I am actually preventing the occurrence of a breakdown or a malfunction. Correct? So initially at the start of the year, what we do is we have this annual maintenance budget. So the budget is calculated. Once the budget is done, we do the annual maintenance plan. So imagine we have some 10 crores budget. So we have to generally and logically speaking give maximum budget to the preventive maintenance plan, because if our preventive maintenance plan is good, then our breakdown will be much less. Correct? So the budgeting, the maximum in the sense, say 80 to 90% or 95%, you can give it to the maintenance plan based on your confidence. Obviously practical scenarios, I say instead of preventive there will be more corrective and breakdown orders, because the practices if not followed, then obviously we'll have a lot of corrective and a lot of breakdowns involved. But if the practices are perfect, then there should be very less, minimal or nil breakdowns involved. So we have to say maintenance plan or the preventive maintenance system process should have the maximum budget kept aside for that. So what is the system? In the system, initially we forecast the plan. Once the forecast is done, we do the plan, the 13-week master schedule, the weekly plan, the daily plan, the PMR build-up process, everything. We have weekly planning meeting, daily meeting, everything. Once we do the planning, we do the execution. Execution in two types: work order process or notification process. So work order process is nothing but if there is a cost involved, we do this work order process. If there is no cost involved, then we do the maintenance notification process. So once we do the execution, then it goes to the reports where we remove the daily KPI, sorry, get the daily KPI reports, weekly KPI reports, downtime Pareto, weekly maintenance review, monthly maintenance review. We evaluate the contractor's performance. At the end of the day, we give the score. So basically, from the forecast to the report is our SAP plant maintenance system. So as I said, preventive maintenance can be performed on two types, say period basis or performance basis. Period basis means either daily, weekly, monthly, etc. For example, if you consider a vehicle, when you buy a new vehicle, they say after within first 3 months you have to get first service done, then next 3 months next service done, then next 6 months next service done, something like that. So we are doing the maintenance activity based on time. Period is nothing but based on time. Or also we have this performance basis. Performance basis means based on the performance. Say when we buy, again the vehicle example if I take, when we buy a vehicle, they say after 1000 kilometers do the servicing, after 3000 do one servicing, after 5000 kilometers do one servicing. Means based on the performance of the equipment also we can say that I do the maintenance activity. So there are two types. We can have both, like period and performance involved in the maintenance plan, but let's come back to that after. So we'll start with the plan process flow. How we do a planned maintenance in a SAP PM. So we start off with the maintenance strategy. So what is maintenance strategy? Maintenance strategy is nothing but the package in the sense, say as I said, first 1 month 3 months I'll do a service, after 6 months I'll do a service, after 1 year I'll do a service. So that 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, that becomes our strategy. So that is strategy based on which I'll carry out my maintenance plan. So once my strategy is defined, I'll come to the task list. Task list is all the tasks that I'm going to carry out in the preventive maintenance. That is input here. So whichever tasks that I'm going to perform for a preventive maintenance activity, I'll list it down here. So once I've listed down the tasks that I'm going to do, I'll attach it with the strategy saying that, see, tire you won't change it for the first 1000 kilometers or the 3 months, 6 month, 1 year. So tire we change it after for 30,000 kilometers. You don't change your clutch wire every time you go for service. So every time you go for service, you change the engine oil, you change your carburetor, I mean filter, clean your carburetor filter, so add brake oil, so something like that. So you'll say that, say every 3 months when I'm going for a service, I'll change the engine oil, I'll change the carburetor. Say every 1 year I'll check my spark plug. Every 40,000 kilometers run, for example, 30,000 kilometers run, I'll change my tire. So something like that. So the tasks that you have input, you will assign it with the strategy saying on what strategy and what all operations I'm going to carry out. So you are clear with the task list, right? So once that is done, I'll identify the item on which I'm going to do the maintenance activity, correct? So I'll attach it to the item. So all this compact, all this three, assigning it to compiling it to a single thing is called a maintenance plan. I'll compile these three into a single thing in maintenance plan. So this has which item, what operations, when and what I am doing will be there in this maintenance plan. So once maintenance plan is there, I have to schedule it. Schedule it means I have to put it on the calendar. In the plan I'm saying first after 7 days I'm going to do this, but when is that 7th day? That 7th day I'm doing this scheduling, means I'm putting it on the calendar, means after 7 days from now, say 7th of this month, I'm going to do this scheduling, first activity. So that is scheduling. So once I have done the scheduling, I have to do deadline monitoring. What is deadline monitoring? Deadline monitoring is nothing but like an alarm or a reminder. So I need not go and check every day if my order is, I mean if I have to do some maintenance order today. if I put it in deadline monitoring, what happens is it only automatically, like an alarm, triggers the orders, directly triggers the preventive maintenance orders based on my schedule, so that I need not go and check. It will only automatically be created. I can go and just do the job, execute the job. Okay, and the maintenance planners are responsible for this PMR buildup. PMR means preventive maintenance routines. Okay, work order. Work order is nothing but any maintenance activity that involves cost in it. The activity, say we are doing some maintenance activity, changing the equipment, doing something, repairing, whatever, that process is called a work order process. So what work order can be generated by these five things: either by a maintenance notification, or a preventive maintenance routine, or some planned maintenance or shutdown maintenance, or a refurbishment order means a repair order, or an investment order. Refurbishment order means repair in the sense I am doing some repair. Say my equipment, there is some damage, I have to repair it. So based on that I can create an order. Investment means I am investing on a new capacity in the sense my process lines, say there is one diesel generator and I have to install a second diesel generator, so that becomes an investment. If I'm changing the existing diesel generator, that doesn't become an investment. When I'm installing a new diesel generator in the same line, I'll be going with two diesel generators, so that becomes an investment, something like that. A new installment, new equipment which we are installing separately, that becomes an investment order. So based on these five I can create a work order. In the work order I will give what all materials are used, what all work steps or the operations that I'm going to carry out, what is the planned hour for this work order, what is the manpower required for this work order, do I need external manpower or any contract services I need. Everything will be input in this work order. Once everything is done, I'll release the work order. Once the work order is released, say if the materials are existing, say I require two bearings and I have two bearings in the shop, the store, central store or the store. So if there is material that I have defined in the work order available in the store, then the reservation will be created. Reservation means those materials will be reserved for this order. So once reservation is created, I'll go and withdraw the goods. Okay, or if imagine the materials are not there in the store, what happens? A purchase requisition is created. This purchase requisition will go to the team. They will create the PO, purchase, procure the materials. Once the materials are procured, I withdraw the goods. Either I withdraw the goods this way or this way. If it is existing, then reservation will be created and I'll withdraw the goods. If it's not there in the store, a PR is created, it goes to the module, then they procure the material, then I withdraw it. Once I withdraw the goods, I perform or execute the activity. Once the activity is executed, I confirm the execution. Execution confirmation means I confirm saying that I have done this operation. So if it is done by us, we do the confirmation or the internal people. If we have taken some external service, then we create a service entry sheet saying that this external party has done this service. Once all the confirmations are done, we do the technically completion. Means the order is technically completed once we do the not once we do the confirmation. After we do the confirmation, we go and say that we have technically completed this order. So here the PM part is over. PM part is over, but then there is some cost involved for this order, correct? So the cost is involved for this order. So what happens is we have to settle it. Settle it in the sense there will be cost involved for materials, cost involved for the labors involved, everything. So those costs has to be settled for some cost center. That is done once the TECO is done. We settle the costs that are in the order and then close the order. So work order process flow is complete. Once the order is closed, the whole work order process flow is complete. But for PM, we only take care till TECO. Once TECO is done, then done, over with us. Okay, so any questions?